Hi everybody, it's Andrea, aka Violet Kitty 411, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who has been engaging with comments, likes, and subscribing. You know I do appreciate it so much as we enjoy the #1 game in the Sims franchise, The Sims 2. Now we are back in my Pleasantview for another redesign. Of course, there's no family because I am finished with all of the in-game families. But Jaybird asked me to do either 210 right way or 113 right way. And I do have plans to do 210, but that's down the line. So let's go ahead and do 113, if for no other reason, because I hate it. Aesthetically, this lot is lovely. I absolutely adore this lagoon with the footbridge and the little island in the center of the left side of the lagoon. I like how well it's landscaped. We have the yard over here, and on the left side of the build we have the sunken garden. So that's absolutely beautiful. The roof line, it's just beautiful. It doesn't belong in Pleasantview, it belongs on the Monty side of Veronaville, but it is an attractive build. The problem with this build is the high impracticality of it. So as we enter through the archways, we are presented with a great deal of open air area. Now directly to our right, we pass through a bathroom with a toilet and a sink, and there's 3 doors in here. Then we go into the open air dining area with a useless wall. And then into the closed kitchen, but with 3 archways leading out onto the area where there is the grill. From the entrance, we are presented with another large bathroom with nothing. Actually, this time it actually has a tub. And then we walk through the bathroom to get to this area of nothingness. And then this little sitting area with a love seat and a fireplace and 2 screens. Now as we head this direction, more open air area and another sitting area with a fireplace. And at least 1 appropriately sized bathroom. After that, we go down this very long, completely open air area to come to an open air fireplace. And 1 of 2 stairs. And when we go up it, we have a sitting area with a fireplace and a bed. I guess this would be the mother-in-law room, I suppose. Now from the other flight of stairs, we have another bedroom with a bathroom. On the opposite side from that, we have this strange sitting area over here. With another bathroom. Then we head down the hall and we have 1 bedroom through which there is a bathroom, through which we get to another bedroom because that's clearly meant to be a Jack and Jill, and then back out into the hall. So there is a lot of really strange spaces in this build. Now the incredible liberal use of all these light fixtures as well as these columns is a bit disturbing, but the worst part of course being how impractical it would be to actually live in this. Now this could make a very nice community lot, but I'm going to see what I can do to turn it into a useful house. It's going to take me a while because I've tried before and I haven't been successful yet. So after removing the fences to prepare it for lot adjustment, it is now ready for me to place the driveway and garage. I decided to go ahead and put it on the right side of the building. Now you can actually happily put it on the right side. It's not a problem. Yes, there's not enough space for the tail, but I've never had a problem when it comes to actually using it. So we're going to go ahead and do it this far out. This is a big house. They get 6 parking pads. Now I do need to decide if I want a breezeway between the two, but for now we're going to have this much as the enclosed garage, and the rest will be exposed. Now, since I did create a backyard, I am going to eliminate this sunken central courtyard, including the pool, because I have other things that I can do here. So now that I've eliminated most of the things, I'm going to go ahead and put a single little pathway right there. I will eliminate all of those tiles. And now I'm going to build a basement underneath the entire build. Because legitimately we don't need all this courtyard when I've got all this wonderful space for a backyard. So right now this is the foundation as it stands. We have a large basement area. I may or may not use these other areas, but probably not. And this will be a courtyard, but it will be on level with the rest of the build. Now I'm going to remove these fences and put them along this line like that, so we have our officially enclosed dining room, because that was just crazy. This will also be enclosed. Right like that. And we will enclose this area like that. And I'll be getting rid of all of these now unnecessary columns. And over here I will also enclose this space as well. Now, in order to make the courtyard look more like it was supposed to happen this way, I am going to put some dirt, not actual dirt, but dirt tiles down, and replace the flora that was already in the courtyard around in here, because this is going to be an open air area. And so this is now our open courtyard. And because the overhang is this much, I'm actually going to offer that much extra enclosure. And is there any overhang here? No. So it's taken me a little while to get the actual shell worked out the way I want, but I think I am satisfied with this. Although I do want to surround this area right like that. And I am going to change this roof just a little bit, which means I'll have to, for the time being, get rid of these guys, as I am going to use this roof right there. Oop, I guess I'll have to get rid of these two as well. Right like that. And now we'll put them all back in. And I'm also going to lower the roof slope angle to 30 degrees. because that gives it a much more Mediterranean feel, having a roof that is not nearly so steep. So yes, it has taken me time to get the shell that I want, but I think I'm satisfied, and now it's time to start working on the interior. Now some of the spaces I'm going to keep just as they are, and some not so much. But this area with the little bench and then the two 3x4 bathrooms that are placed for no apparent reason, those have to go. And that will go. Be replaced by that. I think I'll leave that like that. Probably go ahead and get rid of that. And on the upstairs, this area, as a matter of fact, we will most likely replace this staircase that is just placed oh so crazily and such a waste of space. I'm thinking spiral staircase for this because it's a small area into a small area. I'm thinking I'm going to keep this just as it is, but we will change this suite over here. These crazy uses of space are just driving me nuts. But we will actually keep the suite spaces pretty much identical, although I think, oops, I think we're going to go ahead and do that instead. And you know what? We'll just section that off. Not sure exactly how I'm going to do this. But now I'm ready to start thinking about building. Now I'm going to remove the two front areas of the driveway and put in a fence all around the lot. I'm going to try something I haven't done before, which is remove these 10 tiles and replace it with a wall. I forgot. Better put that back in, right like that. And now I'm going to do something I haven't done before. Hopefully it will work, which is use this security door, and hopefully they will be able to drive through it like Malcolm could just drive right through the fence when I did Malcolm Landgrab's house. So now after I've done that, I will put the driveway right back, and we will put a little bit of decorative edging up here to make it look very finished. Okay, so let's quickly take a look at what we've done so far. I have replaced all of those awkward exterior archways with either windows or doors. You probably saw that I had a second story here. This is technically the carriage house. I imagine this as butler quarters. I did have a tiny little footbridge from here to here, but then I realized that there was no reason to have a footbridge because nothing happens here. And anyway, the butler has quick access to the kitchen, so this of course is going to be where the kitchen will be. And for the most part, I feel like it took quite a while, but I'm happy with the shell as it is. Now I have to actually create the floor plan. Because of its very awkward shell, it's very piecemeal, it was difficult, but not impossible, to come up with something that is innovative. Of course, we do have the central courtyard. Hallways are not really necessary in a build like this, but let's look at what I did come up with. So starting with the kitchen and working our way clockwise around the build, I did close off that archway right there, replaced it with a door, and we will enclose the kitchen and only give it a one tile archway. Moving through the dining room, we did enclose it and another one tile archway. Now here in the entrance area, we've got two 1x3 rooms. One is a powder room and the other is a coat closet. Here we're just closing this off, so this will be an area, perhaps a bar is going to be over here, a little sitting area over here. Now this, which was previously a very empty pass-through area, is leading into one of the sitting areas with a fireplace and will be used for something, haven't decided what. But again, it is awkward. Now I did replace the modular stairs with these stairs found in mansions and gardens because the rich colors really called to me. Even though it's deco, it works in my head. We're going to close this off just like it was, but only one tile archway. Close it off again, only one tile archway. And instead of the bathroom that we had here, we're just putting in our fireplace right like that. Now, in a little bit of a mirror of what happened at the entranceway, we are creating these two dividing areas. So we have an open floor plan, but it is divided. And we will have two fireplaces. So we will have two unique sitting areas over here. Now here we are going to close off. This will be the dowager's lower level of her apartment, and a powder room available for this half of the lower level. And we're enclosing a staircase which will go down to the basement and up to the dowager's apartment. Now on the top level, we will finish off the dowager's apartment by enclosing her staircase so only she can get in, and she will have a private bath as well as a fireplace. Now moving over here, something that's interesting is you can actually offset the fireplace by half a tile using the set quarter tile placement over the one directly below it. So this one is actually half a tile off and it can still use this fireplace, chimney I should say, and then we will give it a bathroom of its own as well as sectioning it off, so we only have a 2x3 instead of a 2x4 that we had over here. Better use of space. And then of course now we have the hallway with the upper level. I did conceal that fourth tile, which you can't do with the connecting stairs. And so we finish off the hallway. Over here we do have another bedroom with a bathroom and its own fireplace. Now over here we've got this large master bedroom, and then a secondary bedroom, and instead of one Jack and Jill, they each have their own unique bathroom. Now over here in the garage, in very wealthy homes, it is very common that the domestic help actually lives on the grounds and typically in a separate area, either in an area such as where the dowager lives or an area above what would have originally been a carriage house and then ultimately became a garage. So we're going to go ahead and give it a staircase, which we will then completely enclose, and then there is one larger bedroom, one smaller bedroom, and an adjoining bathroom. And this is not uncommon that a husband and wife come as a set, a butler and a cook, or a maid and a chauffeur, something like that. And they would often raise their children on the grounds. Now their kids wouldn't necessarily get into private school. They will with the Sims, of course. If one child gets in, they all get in. But they would have access to the better school system. So that is actually considered part of their compensation. Room and also access to better schooling. So it is actually a really good life for somebody in the domestic livelihood. And I did extend the basement under here, so the basement could be accessed from the same staircase that leads up to the dowager's apartment. And I actually partitioned this area off because that is directly below this, so they do have actual ground that it's growing in. Work with me, it's my immersion, okay? And now that I have the floor plan worked out, I am going to spend probably a good amount of time decorating it. I want it to be just this stunning presentation, so I will be back when it's done. So now let's take a tour of the newly redesigned 113 Wright Way. As I mentioned previously, I love the grounds and did very little to it other than expanding it and moving things around to make room for the side yard with the carriage house and driveway. I did put a gateway over the driveway, which was created with a wall, the wrought iron doors, as well as cornices and garden edging. And to reflect that, I replaced the gate that was here with the smaller wrought iron doors. Past the carriage house, we have the newly expanded lot with the backyard, the pièce de résistance of which is this pergola that I created out of garden edging, cornices, and columns, under which there are 2 hot tubs. Then we have the lounging area and a good-sized pool, and there is still plenty of space in the backyard for other outdoor pursuits. Now, as we enter that front fence, we do go across the footbridge into the main house towards the front door. As we enter the front door, to either side, we have a small dresser. On one side, we do have the telephone as I like with the small powder room. And on the other side, we do have a coat closet. Now, as we proceed through the entryway, we are presented with our courtyard. And in the courtyard, we have a nice outdoor eating space, lots of florals, and some lounge area where one can enjoy a book, perhaps. So going back into the entryway, we'll turn to our left, and we are presented with our first formal entertainment area, the bar/smoking room. And we proceed from there into the very formal dining room. Both of them are outfitted in red because, as I've previously mentioned, red does stimulate an appetite. And then through the dining room, we enter the kitchen, which is relatively small for a house this size, but big enough for what they need. And directly off the kitchen is access to the carriage house, over which the servants' quarters are located. Now, the other direction from the front entryway is another formal space. This is where the kids will drop their homework or entertain someone they bring home with a good game of chess. And past that is the conservatory. Now, as I mentioned previously, I couldn't do a whole lot with the floor plan just because of exactly how the shell was created. But I do feel like I made better use of the space that came with it. And the final formal area where good conversation is to be had. A lot of very rich colors, as is found in many, many high-end homes. And going back through the conservatory, we are presented with our staircase, but we won't go up it just yet. We have another door out onto the courtyard. And then through this hallway, we have the more informal family areas. This would be the TV/sports room. And past this, we have a library in calming tones of blue, more conducive to study and thought. And then to reflect the front entryway, we have a rear entryway. Which gives us access to the backyard. And another television viewing area right here. And past this, we have another powder room. And all the powder rooms are done in this blue paper with white fixtures. All the bathrooms, I should say. And this door right here will give us access to both upstairs as well as downstairs. And this one is the downstairs portion of the dowager's apartment. Now, I would like to say that this is actually called the Flatiron, named after this building right here in New York City. And I live in Omaha, and we do actually have a Flatiron building in Omaha as well that is modeled after this very structure. And because I live in Omaha is part of why this particular video has taken me so long, because we did get hit by several tornadoes. I personally was not affected, but I do know people who were. So I ask that you do keep us in your thoughts and prayers. So this is the bottom level of the Dowager apartment, and off of it is a nice little area where she can enjoy a nice morning espresso. From the spiral staircase, she can enter directly into her bedroom, all done in the same tones of blacks and stark whites. And she actually has the best bathroom in the house, which has the vanity, the toilet, the bathroom, as well as the walk-in shower. And below the Dowager's apartment, we can make it to the basement. The first room directly off of the staircase to the left is the workout room. And behind the super secret Alibaba doors, we have the forbidden game room, where we have games of treachery and deceit like poker, mahjong, pool, darts, and don't wake the llama. And over here in this corner, we also have a single lane bowling lane and several trophies. Going back through the workout room is the dance studio, along with the dance sphere. If you want to increase your chance of getting abducted, start exercising on that as a teenager. Then there's another entrance to the dance studio, off of which there is a powder room, and directly to the left is the spa area, where they have an indoor jacuzzi. Through here we do have a nice sauna, and through this archway we have a massage room with 2 tables so we can have couples massages. Now as we go up the main staircase, we will go through the door at the top of the staircase, which is the smallest of the bedrooms, the gold room with twin beds and an ensuite bath 2x3. And it does have its own fireplace. Not all bedrooms do, but this one does. At the opposite end of the staircase hallway is the landing where one may engage in artistic pursuits because of good light. And to the right is the second bedroom. I call this the Bella room because, like our girl Bella, it's all done in red with a 2x3 ensuite. As we go down the hallway, we have 2 doors for 2 more bedrooms. The one closest to the master is the nursery, because of course the parents would want the child close to them. And like all the other bedrooms, it has its own ensuite. And finally, the master with the orange and blue colors. Very rich, very heavy, with a lovely view of Goth Manor from its balcony. The servants' quarters are done very utilitarian with the hotel stuff from Bon Voyage. There's access to 2 bedrooms. The smaller of the 2 has 2 twin beds. There is a Jack and Jill bath. And then past that, the master bedroom. And then the door will put us out back into the main living area. And because of course they live here, they have full access to the grounds. So here we have 113 Wright Way before. Like I said previously, I do actually like the look of it, except way too many arches and way too many missing walls. 50 tiles wide by 40 tiles deep, so that's 200 total tiles to the land. We do have the central courtyard with the pool and absolutely no backyard. And here we have 113 Wright Way after. Pretty much the only thing I did to the exterior, other than adding walls where they belong and replacing archways with either windows or doors, was to drop the roof and of course increase the size of the lot from 200 total squares to 300 total squares. So we added the carriage house and a full backyard. Here's the first floor plan and the first floor after. Overall, the floor plan is roughly the same, but making better use of it. Here's the second floor plan and the second floor after. Likewise, making better use of a very similar floor plan and the newly created basement space. So that's my take on 113 Wright Way. I hope you enjoyed my reimagination of this lot. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I will see you soon in the pixelated world, and that's all I have to say. VK out.